House Chief of Staff, Homeland Security Advisor, the one and only Stephen Miller. I get to see you in person.
Great to see you, my friend.
Congrats on the baby, you and Katie. Appreciate it. Look, it's a party imploding. The numbers speak for itself. It's an opportunity. I would look at these as uncharted waters, as we have been discussing. But it's not a slam dunk either. I mean, there's a lot on the line here.
Well, the biggest advantage that the Democrats have always had, of course, is the uniform and total support of the crazy leftist media in this country. Right? They've always had the support of the big broadcast networks, the print newspapers, and a large portion of
all your friends at CNN and MSDNC.
And a large portion of cable, too, Sean. Exactly. But the American people are learning, and you see it reflected in the polls. Democrats' approval has never been lower, and in large part because President Trump has exposed them for who they are. They're not liberal. They're not just left-wing. They're radical left, crazy communists. They're opening up government-run grocery stores to undercut mom-and-pop stores. They are talking about abolishing the prison and jail system in this country so that everybody lives at the mercy of the predators in the street. No borders, no ICE, no police, no law enforcement, taxes through the roof, regulate companies out of existence, regulate energy out of existence, grind the economy into dust. You'll be lucky if you have a windmill, and that's about it, Sean.
You know, you saw Shannon Bream with the DS, what do you call it? The
DSA, yes.
Co-chair. Every insane position, no Democrat in the past ever would have uttered. They're just, oh, yeah, no prisons, no borders, no presidency, no Supreme Court.
Abolish the Senate. No Senate.
All of it.
Yeah, so by the way, the Democrat Socialists of America, and they're the rising force. They are the main force, Sean, in the Democrat Party. It's a very important point. They're not a fringe group.
They're not socialists, by the way. They're communists.
That's my point. Yes, exactly. They are communists. They call themselves the Democrat Socialists. They believe in total state control of capital. So this is a philosophy. This is an ideology. It starts with coercion, and it ends always in violent, repressive bloodshed. So it's not just a question of we disagree with them. We have a different point of view. The very survival of freedom, liberty, humanity, your family, your children, your future depends on ensuring that we do not allow communism to take hold in America. And that's why President Trump has courageously and necessarily framed this upcoming election around keeping communists out of power. Because if they gain power, then you, the American people, will lose everything.
You know, I know I've said this in the past, but it's never been this bad. All right, Grandpa Bernie and AOC. AOC now leading in that New Hampshire poll as the leading candidate for 2028. That'd make you very happy. It'd make me very happy. I'm fine with that. You have El Sayed. You know, this nut that replaced Graham Plattner. His chosen replacement is almost as nutty as he is. You got six-gender Tellerico, God is non-binary. Yes. Oh, and championing the rights.
The Christian who hates Christianity.
That guy.
Very popular in Texas.
That guy. Okay, then you got AOC, the squad, Mamdani, and no Democrat but John Fetterman, and I give him props every night,
yes,
will even dare challenge the insanity that now dominates that party. They have 35 DSA candidates running this midterm. 35.
Yes, and all the recent primaries that have been contested in the Democratic Party have been won by socialists and communists. And to your point, minus Fetterman, not a single leader in the Democrat Party has been willing to condemn the Democrat Socialists of America, again, who represent an ideology that in the last century killed tens of millions of people. You have prominent Democratic opinion makers, spokespeople who are praising Mao. These are people...
Dressing is Mao. You don't have that suit at home?
I don't. Very popular in the Democratic Party. But that just underscores, Sean, the people you mentioned, the names you mentioned, AOC, Bernie, the squad, Omar, these are people who even 10 or 15 years ago would have been relegated to the outer extreme fringes of the Democrat Party. They're now the center of the party. They're the heart of the party. They're the soul of the party. So the Democrats have become a party of freaks, weirdos, losers, and crazies. But you can't laugh it off because it's deadly serious. Wow. When you give these people power, everything you know and love in this world falls apart. You have chaos, corruption, decay, violence, poverty.
That's how it ends every time. whatever name, manifestation form. Great to see you. Congrats on the baby. All right, thanks for watching. Check out my new podcast, Hanging Out with me, Sean Hannity. The big interviews, the debates you won't get anywhere else. Like and subscribe for new episodes every Tuesday and Thursday.